All right, folks. We are live and rocking here today. Really excited to be here with you. Before we get into everything, I'm going to go ahead and just, we've got this thing running over here. We want to make sure that we have audio kicking through and video kicking through and that it's live before we get into this so that we don't start talking for about 15, 20 minutes before we realize that we're live. But we got some very exciting stuff to chat with you about here today. Whether you're a member of Freedom Fighters Network currently, or you're someone who's actually just taking a look for the first time, or maybe the 10th or 15th time, it doesn't matter. You're going to learn some really cool stuff here today and see some pretty exciting things. So let me just go ahead and. Seems like this is taking a little bit longer than usual. Let me just refresh the page. I'm going to keep talking while we're doing that. It looks like we are live and rocking here. So, the thing is, folks, some of you that are watching this video right now, some of you that are listening to the sound of my voice and seeing us here on this page, whether you're watching the live broadcast or whether you're here listening to the recording a little bit later in time, some of you are going to go on and become millionaires with us in this program, selling this amazing product line. The only question is, will you be one of them? That's a really important question to ask yourself right now. I remember when I got started in this industry. And we're good to rock here. So when I got started in this industry almost 6 years ago now, I remember talking to someone. It was 2.5 weeks, a little over, it was about 3 weeks before, because it was Christmas. It was like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, one of the two. It was at a Christmas party. And I remember telling someone how excited I was that I was starting my business. I was waiting to get credit cards in the mail so I could stick money into my business. I got about $18,000 in credit cards in the mail that month. So I could start my business, get things moving and whatnot. And I remember talking to them about this business I was starting, how excited I was to be working from home and have an internet business and create freedom in my life, and have freedom to travel around and do what I wanted to do and make money independent of me trading my time for dollars, independent of me having to wake up to an alarm clock and punch a clock, independent of me having a boss telling me what to do every day. Yes, knowing that there's still work involved, but me being the one that's in charge, me being the one that's in control. And if I feel like waking up at 3 in the morning and getting some work done and then, taking the rest of the day off or falling back asleep or whatever, I can do that. And I've done that. And, it's really cool. That was the thing that I was so excited about. And I remember talking to this person. They said, Jordan, how long are you going to give this starting a business thing a shot before you go back and get a real job? And I was, instantly, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I was just dumbfounded that someone even thought that way. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm doing this. That's all there is to it. You see, back then, I didn't know for certain. I believed it was going to be in that particular company, but I knew for certain it was going to be in the industry. You see, the thing about this industry is it's called a free enterprise. And we all have the ability to create a business, to start a business for a very low cost up front and position ourselves to go on and make 6 and 7 figures, right? Well, I knew right then and there that I was going to be one of those people, right? And so that's why I asked you that question right now. Will you be one of them? If you know right now that you're going to be one of them, then you will. Then you'll do whatever it takes to go be one of those. And if you're not certain yet, just keep watching, because things might spark, ideas might change and all that good stuff. So what we want to talk about today, did you want to go through some of this stuff? Do you want me to go through that before we hop into it, or?
You can just cover this, then I can start right there.
Perfect, folks. Perfect. All right. So we've got an outline here, and what we found out is if we don't follow this outline, we'll talk for 3 or 4 hours and not get done what we should in an hour and a half. We want to keep this to 90 minutes. We want to keep it very informative, very packed, full of not only information but training and some really cool stuff. There's some really cool tips you're going to learn about marketing and becoming successful as well, and about creating leverage. So what you're going to learn today is how you can immediately position yourself to earn between $400 and $3,298 commissions in the next couple days, as well as go on to earn anywhere between $500 and $5,000 commissions once we actually launch, which is happening in about 9 or 10 days here. We're going to teach you the few simple components to creating a big success story fast. We're going to be talking about how to get people to make a buying decision independent of you having to do anything at all. Really cool stuff where, we've got a few different things we want to talk about on that one. We're going to teach you how to position yourself instantly to earn more money for life. I just sent an email to a good friend of mine. They're saying, hey, we might want to jump on this thing with you. I've got some other things going on, but if I can, it looks like I can have this thing running automatically on the side. And I'm looking at, like getting started with you here. And I just said, hey, you might want to do that now, because instantly for life, you are qualified to earn more money. We're going to talk about that later. I think that one's one of the coolest things you're going to hear about today, aside from all the other stuff. And we're going to share with you exactly what the products are, what our product line is. And yes, we know this is a public hangout, and we've not done this. We've always said, hey, go watch the hangout inside the members area, folks. But we're actually going to share with you specifically what the products are. We're going to take you through the product line. We're going to show you how to earn commissions with the product line and all that good stuff, so that you can literally get out there and start earning these kind of commissions right away. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to my lovely girlfriend, business partner here, Angela, and she's going to take it away.
Awesome, awesome. So before we get into all the stuff that Jordan was just talking about here, what we want to do is start out by talking to you guys about why we actually started the Freedom Fighters Network to begin with, and how we really got to this point of helping our members to earn anywhere between $400 and $3,298 commissions, because several people already have this week. We'll talk about how they did that and who it actually was. We've just got a list of names here that it's just absolutely awesome. Like, I'm just so excited, because going back to the reason why we created the Freedom Fighters Network to begin with, when I got started in this industry, I struggled for about 4.5 years to finally break through and make enough money to quit my job, right? I struggled for 4.5 years, went $45,000 into debt before finally figuring things out. I know for Jordan, he's a little bit smarter than me. It only took him 22 months. It only took him 22 months to figure it out and to be able to earn enough to quit his job. But once I broke through and once he broke through, something peculiar happened, right? Something really interesting happened, because the entire time that I thought that I was struggling, my thought going on in the back of my head was, other people must not struggle this bad, because I see all these people out on the internet. They've got this amazing lifestyle. They get to hang out with their family. They get to go on vacations. They get to live a life of freedom. And to me, it just looked like they made it look so easy. So I kept thinking, it must just be me. I just must be slow. And once I figure this thing out, by gosh, anybody else that's slow in my team, I'm going to figure out how to help them to break through a whole lot faster. But this is what happened, right? I finally break through 4.5 years in. And during that time, right, I went from literally losing $1,000 a month to earning almost $10,000 in the following 6 weeks. I'll tell you guys later how exactly I did that. But during that time, here's what happened. My team continued to struggle. My team still had a long learning curve. No matter what I showed them how to do, there wasn't something in place that was so systematically easy that they could just plug into and start making money with before they had to learn advanced skills, that it didn't matter how much training I did with them. It didn't matter if I taught them how to write the perfect headline, how to market on Facebook, how to do Google AdWords, how to do videos. Because I was getting, just lots and lots of leads per day, literally over 100 leads per day on videos. My team was scared to get on video. So it was this like catch-22 wherein I was finally succeeding, but I couldn't help my team to succeed. And going back literally just over a year ago now, it was October of last year. During that time, I had lost my main traffic source, which for me at that time was video marketing. I was getting anywhere between 100 and 160, 170 upwards leads per day doing videos, and all of a sudden all my channels got shut down. Some of you guys that are marketers out there, you know what that feels like. It's just like, kind of knocks the wind out of you. You're like, oh, because that's one of those strategies that takes forever to build up, and then if you lose it, it's awful. But here's what was worse. Jordan and I at the time together had brought in over 1,000 people personally. We had less than a handful of people succeeding, and he and I simultaneously, his strategy wasn't videos, mine was videos, but he and I simultaneously lost our traffic source. We lost our traffic source. But what it made me do, right, was I took a step back and I'm like, I don't really know if I really want to build this thing back up. I don't know if I want to actually get more traffic and bring people into this thing anymore. And in fact, I might just go and quit the industry, because I'm really sick and tired of bringing people into something wherein I do not feel that they've got a realistic chance of succeeding. Yeah. I don't feel like they have a realistic shot of succeeding. I feel like the sales videos out there that tell people, it's so simple, just get started and then you can make money. It's really just a fallacy, because so few people, such a handful, such a tiny handful, like less than 5 people, were actually succeeding on our teams. And it was really frustrating. So, if you guys have seen a sales video, some of you guys have heard the story, some of you guys haven't. It's not a story I tell very often, but you might wonder, you know, how literally 11 months ago I was so broke that I could barely afford my $800 a month rent. How did that happen when I already had a lot of success in the industry before? How did that happen when I was already able to earn 5 figures on a monthly basis consistently? How could that have happened when I already had the success and I had already figured things out? Well, what happened was I literally sat there for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and was just trying to figure things out to help my team. And if I couldn't help my team figure out a way to actually do that, what my plan was is to actually go back to selling insurance and get out of this industry entirely. So going back to January of this year, you know, if you guys have seen our initial sales video for the Freedom Fighters, I was literally so broke, I couldn't afford my $800 a month rent. I didn't have furniture. I moved from my house in the mountains to a basement apartment here in Fort Collins. It had no heat whatsoever. It was the dead of winter. Like, I just like literally was sitting there. I had a beach chair because I didn't have a regular desk chair. I couldn't afford a desk. So I had like basically these 2 tables that I worked off of. You guys maybe have seen the pictures. And I sat there for like literally 3 months until finally figuring things out. 3 months later, I earned $63,000, Jordan and I together, and a venture that we did together during that month. Why? Because we finally figured out a way to start helping people. A few months after that, we ended up launching the Freedom Fighters Network as a simplistic solution to help the brand new marketer, to help the struggling marketer to finally have success. So how did we do that? How did we go from, you know, bringing in over 1,000 people personally into things in the past, you know, he and I having success, having the results, having, you know, a way to train people? How come people weren't succeeding, and what's the difference now? How can people succeed now? How can you succeed now, even if you've struggled in the past? Well, here's how. If we're to give you an exact sales funnel that we create, and we were to give you our exact same traffic source, and you didn't have to write the ads, you didn't have to make the lead capture pages, you simply pushed a button, and when you pushed that button, it sent the same traffic that we currently use to get traffic to our lead capture pages. If those 2 variables were the same, can you guys see how there's no difference in the amount of success that you should have versus the amount of success that we should have, right? So when we launched the Freedom Fighters Network, going back just over 3 months ago now, we launched it in a little bit of a different way, right? We launched it to what's considered to be cold traffic. And I might be getting a little bit ahead of, depending if you've been in this industry for a while, or you're just getting started, or today's the first time you've ever been online or ever looked at something like this, you might not understand the difference, right? So I'll quickly explain. Cold traffic is basically people that they're not warmed up to you in any way, shape, or form. It's like a banner ad that's on a website, right? And you're on some random website and you click on a banner ad, all of a sudden you find yourself in a marketing funnel. That's cold traffic. Warm traffic is traffic like Facebook, video marketing, things where people are warmed up to you. They already kind of trust you before they actually start going through the sales funnel. Warm traffic converts a whole lot higher than cold traffic for the reason that people are warmed up to you. But guess what? There's a caveat to that. It's also a whole lot harder to learn. It's a whole lot harder to learn how to be compelling in a video and write a compelling Facebook ad and things of that nature than it is to simply push a button and have a solo ad go out to cold traffic. So our plan was this: if we can figure out how to get a funnel converting with cold traffic, wherein we know we can get literally hundreds of thousands of clicks per week if people want to buy it. If we knew we could do that, then we knew we could offer something to the marketplace wherein people that were brand new could succeed, people that had struggled before could succeed, anyone could succeed, right? Because it's the same variables. Here again, you've got the same sales funnel with the same traffic. There's no reason that everybody and anybody using those 2 exact same things shouldn't get the same or similar results, right? That's why we can offer our guarantee, because we know what our numbers are. We know that a certain amount of people that go through the funnel are going to decide to get started no matter what from our traffic resources, right? We know that it works. So going back to how we actually launched this thing, this is really, really exciting. It's really different from how anybody else has really brought things to the marketplace. And believe me, guys, if you're sitting there like, I've heard the story a million times, well, there's somebody here that's joined in the last 24 hours. We literally have so many different people that are coming into the system just on autopilot all the time. In fact, we just did a hangout for one of our leaders, and 3 people during the course of that hangout joined mine and Jordan's team, right? so this is how many people are actually are coming into this thing. So going back to why this is different and how we actually launched this, we've been successful before. We have a lot of friends in this industry that are leaders. And how typical companies launch is they'll come up with a great idea, and then they'll come up to their leader friends, their 6- and 7-figure earner friends that have gigantic marketing lists and big influence in the industry, and they'll say, hey, here's my new thing, go promote this to your list. And everybody of their sphere of influence goes out there and promotes it to their list, to their sphere of influence. And what happens then? Right? What happens then is that the leaders make a bunch of money. Some of the people that are, up and coming leaders that are on those marketing lists and things like that, they make a little bit of money. But what does it prove to the brand new person? What does it prove to the brand new person that doesn't have a marketing list, doesn't know how to get a marketing list, doesn't know how to write an ad? It doesn't prove anything, does it? So when we actually brought the Freedom Fighters Network to market, we said to ourselves, yeah, we've got a big team. We've got a big team in this other company. We've got friends that could launch this for us, but rather than us doing that, let's prove that the new person can succeed. Let's prove that if you've never made money on the internet before, that you can succeed with this. Well, how do we do that? We launch it to people that have never heard of us before. We launch it to cold traffic. We launch it to ice cold traffic that's never heard of us before. So here's what happened, right? When we actually went into lunch, and we're gonna get into just all sorts of awesomeness in just a moment here. I'm looking over at that outline. I'm getting really, really excited. But the way that we did it was we launched it to cold traffic. Inside of our first 60 hours, guys, our first 60 hours, we brought in 188 people. We grew that 188 people to 10,000 people in 6 weeks. No, sorry, 3 weeks. 3 weeks, not 6 weeks. 10,000 people in 3 weeks. The reason why that happened was not because all the leaders started, promoting it. Although we did attract a whole bunch of leaders over here because they finally saw a way for their team to succeed. What happened was the new people were coming in. They were following the 5 steps inside of the back office. And now there's a 6th step that we're going to talk about here today. But they came in, they were following those 5 steps, and they were getting results. They were able to push a button, have their marketing go out there to our same exact traffic resources. They were already getting people that were interested in this thing already to come over and take a look at it without them having to contact friends and family, without them having to do things. See, people saw an appealing process. People saw something that they raised their hand and they said, I could see myself doing this. I could see myself doing this. Why? Because our steps don't include go make a list of your friends and family, go contact, go contact all of your people on Facebook and private message them and tell them, I got a funny message the other day, one of those spam bot messages. You guys ever get those spammy messages where people are trying to start conversations with you seemingly, only really they're not. Really, they could give a crap about what's going on with you in your life. They're trying to sell you something. But I got one the other day. It was so funny. I was like, oh man, this is the newest spam bot message. It said something about, hey, Angela, I know we've chatted. I think it was a few years ago though. How are you? And there's no history of me ever having chatted with this person ever. And I'm like, seriously, dude? Okay, so even if you were telling the truth,
I got the same message about 12 seconds later.
Oh man, it's just so funny. We don't tell you guys to do things that are unattractive, right? We tell you guys to do things that's the same things that we do. The same things that we do. We want a life of freedom. We have a life of freedom, and we want to show you guys how to do the same thing. And having this kind of lifestyle, really all it is having a system that does the work for you, having what's called leverage, guys. If you are able to go and place an ad out there that you don't even have to place, you push a button and the traffic arrives and it's targeted traffic, right? If you can do that and then you can go about your daily life, what does that allow you to do? That allows you to have leverage, because right now your daily life, it may include going to your job and, working in corporate America, whatever it may include. But once you get out of your job, by earning these higher level commissions, which is what we're going to talk about here today, because it's not about just earning 25 bucks. It's about having a system that does the hard work for you and being able to earn those higher, bigger ticket commissions. But what happens when you earn enough money where you can quit your job? Then all of a sudden you're on vacation and your traffic is running for you. That's what happens to me and Jordan, right? Me and Jordan, anytime during the day or night that we're out and about, either hanging out at a bar or out to dinner, or this afternoon it's snowing outside. I can show you guys in a moment. This afternoon we're probably gonna go sledding. All the time our traffic is running. And we're signing people up every day, day in, day out, whether we work or not. That's what this system allows you to do. Those of you guys who have been around for a little bit, you understand that that's what the system allows you to do, and you understand you can earn a little bit of money on the front end. But what we want to talk about here today, I'm going to pass it back over to Jordan for for a moment here is really how to make the most out of the system, right? Because if you have an automatic system that works without fail to produce anywhere between a $25 commission and a $3,298 commission, my question to you is, what level of commission would you tell it to produce? What level of commission would you tell that system to produce? It sounds like a trick question, but it's not. And it's not because of what we're going to share with you here today. So with that, I'm going to pass it back over to you, and we can start hammering out this outline.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, again, folks, welcome down here. One of the cool things, I actually just looked at something here, and I'm going to share it with you here in just a moment. One of the really cool things is when people saw, if you've seen the Freedom Fighters sales video or the sales process, then you'll know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, then pay attention and you'll understand what I'm talking about here in just a moment. Oftentimes on the internet, people will see a sales video and it will say, yeah, we're going to show you in this video exactly how to make money. And then they talk in circles for 2.5 hours. And not once do they actually show you how to make money. Not once do they actually show you the process. Not once do they actually show you. I remember watching a video, this lady's like, oh, I just go over to my computer like this, and then I walk away and I'm making money. And it's like, okay, but you didn't show me anything you did. Like, you showed me you fake typing at a computer, like looking like an actress. It's like, okay, that's what happens in most videos. Well, we did something a little different. You see, we actually, when you decide to get started with the Freedom Fighters Network, which any one of you can do right now by clicking the button down below, you're going to go ahead, you're going to be able to take us up on a 7-day free trial. If you've not been here before, if you've not looked at it before, we give you 60 minutes to take action to get started with us and get a 7-day free trial. We like working with people who are quick to take action, and quite honestly, what's not to take action on when you see a 7-day free trial? Like, there's no question. It's like, I want to get inside. Yes, I want to take a look at this. Yes, I want to at least see what it's all about and see that you guys are telling me the truth in your sales video. Well, what we do is we literally go through our 5-step process. Once you get inside, there's a 5-step process to help you get your entire system set up and to help you get your marketing pieces out there, right? Now, typically in the past, this would take hours and hours and hours just to get the system set up. Not even talking about beginning to learn marketing training, not even talking about starting to get marketing pieces out there or anything of that nature, right? Well, what we did was we laid out those 5 steps, and those 5 steps, actually 2 of those steps involve you getting out there and posting your links out there or getting traffic to your links so that you're actually getting visitors to your website. Well, I followed step 5 here about an hour ago, 90 minutes ago. I created an event on Facebook. I have 50 people that have come to this hangout just from that Facebook event that I created. It took me 3 minutes, folks. We literally show you that kind of stuff inside of our 5-step getting started guide. That is a free thing, right? We have had people that have brought in 50 to 100 people just from doing that, just from creating the Facebook events, right? The different events that we're doing, the different live streams that we're doing, people have brought in 50 to 100 plus people just from doing those live events, right? It works. That's the bottom line. We're teaching you in our sales video exactly what we do, and it works. And that's why it's appealing to people, because people see us really literally go into our computer and walk through the steps and say, oh, look at this. It tells us to do this, so we do that. Boom, okay, then we do this and it tells us to do that. And then here's what happens. You get money dance emails, right? Well, we're showing that. We're showing you literally exactly what we're doing. And people say, you know what? This looks like I could do this. I believe I could actually do this, right? Why? Because the process is simple. Because it's not a BS process where it's like, hey, yeah, you can start making money today and we're going to show you what to do. And then you watch the video and it's like, okay, I didn't learn anything. And at the end of it, it's, they're like, well, if you really want to learn it, then you got to get inside the system. No, we show you everything. Then when you get inside the system and follow the 5 steps, you're like, actually, yeah, this is exactly what they showed me in the video. They showed me these steps. This is exactly what they showed me. Okay, so I do that. And then I get results, right? It just continues to build that trust, right? People see this process. It's not once you get inside, oh, now you need to email all your family and friends because some of them might decide to get started. Now you need to call all your family and friends because some of them might decide to get started. I remember talking to someone years ago. They said, Jordan, my brother-in-law is so grateful that I called him and introduced him to this opportunity because he's now making he's had 5-figure months. And I'm like, that's awesome, right? But everyone in my family is sick of me telling them about business opportunities, right? They're all sick of it. Right? I would rather do it this way. This is the way that I would rather do it. If I was going to approach family and friends, I wouldn't approach them, right? I would get them to approach me, and here's how I would do it. I would plug in with something that actually works the way it says that it works online, a system that actually says, hey, if you market this online, you can make money. Then I would wait for them to say, hey, what the heck are you doing? And then I would say, here's what I'm doing, right? Because folks, when you have a system that works, when you have a process in place that actually gets results, it's only a matter of time before you're posting, pictures of your lifestyle and your freedom and all this stuff on Facebook, and we're going to get into more of that later. When you're sharing your lifestyle with people through Facebook, right? When you're sharing it through YouTube videos and whatever else you choose to do, when your family and friends sees that stuff, they're like, what the heck are you doing? My God, right? Now, tell me, would you rather have one of your family members come to you and say, what are you doing? How can I do this? And get started? Or would you rather spend a day making a list of all your family and friends and then calling them like, with that big apple in your throat, like, oh my God, what do I say to them? How do I say this to them? Hey, can you do me a favor and take a look at my business opportunity? Because I need your opinion. I need to know what I should say to people, and I really want to know if it's a good deal. So can you please take a look at it and tell me your honest opinion?
Anyone ever done that? Oh, man.
That's not appealing to people, folks. And what we're laying out here, not only on the front end, but when you see the way that the back end works, when you see the way that people get introduced to the next level commissions and the product line and all that good stuff, you're going to see a way that is also appealing. And folks, when you have an appealing process, when someone can take a look at something and they say to me, they say to themselves, you know what? God, I can see myself doing this. Yeah, I can actually see myself doing this. When they say that to themselves, they're going to get in, right? They're going to get started. Why? Because the biggest thing that people see is like, if someone sees me doing something that they don't want to do, if I'm sitting on an airplane and I'm talking to the person next to me and I'm pulling out cards and I'm showing them circles and all this other stuff and I'm showing them a business plan, if someone that I've just met on an airplane who's tired and, like ready to take a nap or have a cocktail or whatever, read a book on a plane, and they see me like laying out my product line and like, oh, look at my awesome shiny thing here that you need to take a look at and say, what is that? So that I can start pitching you. And then I start pitching them. When they see that, right, they're like, God, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to do what you do. You look like an idiot,
Not to mention, you don't even get to read a book on the plane or go to sleep. You have to pitch your freaking business. That sounds awful.
Exactly. A long time ago, one of my mentors, he said, when I'm in front of my computer and working and building my business, I'm working. And when I'm out with family or I'm not in front of my computer, I'm not working. And I don't want to be, right? Now, I don't mind having a conversation about business with a business associate. I don't mind if someone asks me a little bit of something here and there, but I'm not going to get into drawing out the whole business plan and explaining everything. When I'm off doing life, when I'm out sledding today, if someone says something to me, yeah, I'll share a little bit about how awesome things are going and how successful this launch is and how much money people are making and all this stuff. I'll get excited about it because I am stoked about it. We are excited about it, right? But I'm not going to sit there and pitch them on it. I'm not going to sit there and start doing business, right? I'm off sledding. I'm sledding, right? When I'm sledding and having a couple beers, I'm sledding and having a couple beers. I'm not doing business, right?
Yeah.
So folks, when people see that you're actually really building a business the way that you preach, when they see that, then they're like, hey, I can do this too, right? But when they see that you're doing it the opposite way, they say, I don't want to do that. You're telling me that I can build a lifestyle business where I can have a life, and yet you're always out on the phone talking to people. You're always pitching people. You're asking the waiter and waitress, do they want to make more money? Consistently, you're asking people if they want to make more money, and you're not actually, you're constantly thinking about business. You're always working, right? That's not a life, right? So folks, I could keep hammering on that, but that's one of the most important things here. Now, when we started the Freedom Fighters Network, we actually created it because we had a way in the company we were involved in, wherein if our team members were to bring people into the front end of that company at the lowest level, we had a way where we could help them make higher level sales, higher level commissions, independent of them having to know or understand why it was working. I remember, and this is not the only time.
Because of an upsell process we created, by the way. The company did not create that upsell process for us. Right.
I remember I was at an event a little over a year ago, and he wasn't even on my team. He was like in the sphere of team, like he was someone's team over here, downline over there. Like it didn't make me money off of him making this sale. But the way I always looked at it was like, this benefits the entire company. This benefits the entire organization here. If we get the organization moving forward together, then it's all good, and I want to help people. And so we did something wherein he made a $3,000 commission, And I remember him coming up to me at the event and he's like, I don't even know what I did. I have no clue how I made this $3,000 commission. I said, I do. I did that for you. You know, we did that for you. We put something, the leadership here, we put something together to wherein you would make the sale and you wouldn't even understand or know why. And he's like, well, can you teach me? Well, yeah, we can teach you. It's pretty cool, folks, when people can have that happen. So we knew that we had that in place. The thing we were lacking was helping people actually get people into the front end, helping people actually get, because it doesn't matter. You can have the coolest upsell process. You can have most amazing products back here with the best compensation plan and all this stuff. But if no one sees it, it doesn't matter. We needed to get people in on the front end so they could see that. We needed to introduce them to that opportunity with a low price product so they could see the rest of it, right? That's what we had to get in place. We didn't have that. That's why we built the Freedom Fighters Network, so we could help people get front end sales.
Through cold traffic.
Through cold traffic, you know. So we did that, right? And we're able to help people get literally hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of sales here with the Freedom Fighters Network, independent of them even knowing or understanding why or how it's working. We've had so many brand new people that are literally like day one on the internet, day one, and they're getting signups. They're like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't understand it yet. Day 3, they're like, okay, I'm starting to get this. Day 7, they're like, you know, they're like going in to be a leader and all this stuff. So then the goal was, okay, now that we've got that in place, we need to get higher priced products, right? We ended up parting ways from that company. The entire organization here ended up parting ways from that company, and we needed a higher priced product in place. Now, some people said, hey, just make one, you know, just create an info product, you know, make some high priced info products. Let's do some live events or something. Let's just get something in place so we can all start making some money. And we said, you know what, like we're not doing this, you know, yes, this is about the money, right? But we don't want to just create something to create something so that people can make a ton of money, because that's called like a pyramid scheme. You know, we want to actually have something wherein when people buy it, they feel good about buying it. When people sell it, they're like, yes, I actually feel good selling. Of value. Right, I'm selling something where people are going to use it whether or not they want to make money with it. Folks, that's the true test of a company and a product. And something actually lasting is when you have a product where people are going to use it whether or not they're making money with it. You know, even if 5 years down the road that person's never made a penny, they're going to say, hey, I'm glad I bought that product, right? I'm glad I have that product. I'm glad I'm part of that company, even if I never made money with it. That's what you got to have in place. So we began searching. You know, we looked at all these different companies. We looked at partnering with different companies. What we realized was we found some different companies that had, you know, they had the right pitch, but not the right product. Then some companies had the right product, but they didn't have the right ownership, right? They didn't have the right vision, right? They had very limiting beliefs. They had beliefs of you know, making very little money, you know, and helping very little people. And we said, no, we aim to help tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people. You know, that's our goal, that's our vision, and we're going to do that. And, you know, after really looking at it, we said, we can't partner with someone who doesn't have that same vision as us. We need someone that's going to run to the moon and be prepared to do whatever it takes to run to the moon and believe that it can happen, right? Because that's the most important part. So what we realized was that me and Angela were the ones. We were the ones that had to create something. And so about a week ago, we launched or did pre-launch of our brand new company, which you're going to learn about here today. And remember, folks, we wanted something where the product was amazing, the compensation model was amazing, and most importantly, the process where the products were sold was appealing, and people would be like, hey, if they looked at it, they'd say, hey, yes, I believe I can actually sell this.
Because I don't have to sell it.
Right. You know, I was involved in a company years ago. I got in, and I'm going to tell this story really quickly here. But I got involved in a company years ago. And it took me a while to get my first person in through the initial part of the company, right? You see, you make a front end sale, and then those people get introduced to more products, right? Wherein they can buy a higher price product and you can make a higher level commission. Remember, it all has to start though with them getting through the front door, right? So my first person I got through the front door at about the 7-8 month mark, I forget exactly which. And what happened after they decided to get started there was they got introduced to another series of products, right? And the products are amazing. The company was awesome. The products were awesome. And they got introduced to those. I didn't introduce them to him. He went through the system and he set up the system. He followed some videos. And then he saw a video wherein people were selling these higher priced products. I wasn't selling these higher priced products. These people were on my behalf. And a day after he gets started, he calls me up I answer the phone. It's my first person I've ever brought in. I'm super excited, right? I answer the phone and I'm like, hey, what's going on? What you doing? He said, well, I've gotten through this whole thing. I've set everything up. I'm looking at this product. I want to get it. I'm going to buy this product that looks like a cool product that I want to have anyway. He said, the question I have though is like, do you really think I'll be able to sell these? And I said, well, I mean, you want to buy it, right? And he said, well, yeah. I said, well, what did I do to sell you? He said, well, nothing. And that's kind of when it clicked for him. I said, do you think you could do nothing too? Right? Folks, once you get people past the initial, when you have the right process in place here, when you have the right process in place here and here, it's like, holy cow. But when you have the right process in place and people see the entire process and they want to get started and they want to buy the product without you being there and selling them, right? If that's you, if you're looking at this and saying, hey, which, some of you haven't seen it yet, you don't know yet, you'll know by the end of this video exactly what we're talking about. And when you say, anytime throughout this presentation, when you're looking at it and you say, you know what, I want to buy this product. Yes, I want to buy this product. Yes, this product looks awesome. Yes, I see myself buying this product. Then when you say that at any point in this video, then you'll know, guess what? Other people that you bring in will say that too, right? Because guess what? This is a live video, but it's going to be recorded and it's put in a place on a website. And someone didn't call you and talk to you. Someone's not on the phone with you right now explaining all this stuff to you. Someone that's brand new isn't doing anything. It's literally Angela and I, the owners of the company. And we also have top leaders out, and we also have brand new people coming out that are going to share with you what they did to make money and whatnot. Some of them, I don't know if we could get here today. It's some of their birthdays and whatnot. They couldn't get here till tomorrow or whatever. But we've got some people jumping out here either today or tomorrow. I forget exactly which. I got to check my Facebook while Angela's talking here in a little bit. Folks, when you say, yes, I want to buy that product, realize instantly that other people will be able to say that exact same thing, independent of you having to spend the time convincing or selling or anything of that nature, right? Why? Because the systematic process is in place. Yesterday morning I woke up, we were down in Colorado Springs. Yep. Beautiful place. Awesome hotel we were staying at with this awesome, beautiful view of the mountains, which we couldn't see on day one because there was a lot of fog. But on the day we were leaving, we woke up and looked out, and it was, I kind of want to go stay in Colorado Springs a little more. I'm not gonna lie. The view of the mountains we have here is awesome, but the view of the mountains
today it's non-existent too.
down in Colorado Springs is a little more epic. You're just a little more upfront and close to the mountains, right? So I woke up yesterday morning and I checked my back office and I said, oh God, I made a second-tier commission here. I said, well, who made the sale? I didn't see who the sponsor was or who actually made that sale. And I looked, and it was one of my team members who'd been struggling in this previous company with me for 2 years now. He's been with me for 2 years. He's invested thousands and tens of thousands of dollars, both in coming to live events and traveling around the country and buying all the product line and doing marketing. And he's been out there marketing both free and paid marketing strategies all the time for the past 2 years, right? And not once has he made a single sale, right? Now, he gets started with the Freedom Fighters Network. He's already put 15 people in the front end, 15 people into the front end, right? 15 people. And just yesterday morning when I woke up, I saw that he made a $1,000 commission, right? And I contacted him. I said, hey, man, congratulations. I'm pretty sure this is your first big commission, aside from the commissions you made with Freedom Fighters, but I'm pretty sure this is your first ever big commission. He's like, what are you talking about? Right? I was like, oh my God. That's
he
when
doesn't know.
He doesn't know. And that's when it hit me. I'm like, he has no clue. He didn't call this person. He didn't talk to them. He didn't convince them. He didn't email them.
He didn't even know who they were.
He didn't know anything. And this person went and bought the product and he made the money and he's like, holy cow, I'm in shock, right? He's in shock, right? And folks, that's just one story of many that this has happened to over the past 5-6 days here since we went into pre-launch. But folks, when there's a process in place where people buy this independent of you having to do the work, that's when people can truly start making some money. That's when people can see themselves making money. And that's when more and more people are going to start buying that stuff, right? The more and more that happens, the more it's going to happen. It's just absolutely awesome to watch. So with that being said, let's get into the products. We're going to show you our screen right now. And,
actually, before we do that, I want to kind of preface this because it kind of goes right into the product. So I want to kind of explain to you guys really how we got to this point. Jordan and I, like we said before, we didn't want to just create a product out of thin air and say, okay, guys, this is worth $20,000 and we're price conditioning it and all the whole rest of it, right? What we wanted to do is create a product that offered actual real value. Whether or not you wanted to market the product, you could see the value in it and other people could see the value in it, because like Jordan said, that's really the difference between a strong company and a weak company. If you're only getting started in something because you want to make money with it, don't feel bad about that, because I can honestly say that pretty much every company that I've ever been in, every product that I've ever sold, and I've sold literally hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of products online, most of the time I got started because I saw a way to make money. And that's the reason why most people get started. But wouldn't it be so much better if when you bought the product that allowed you to qualify to earn commissions with that product, wouldn't it be so much cooler if you actually wanted to buy the product too? And you could actually get use out of the product too. So if you've been around Jordan and I for any length of time, you know that a major passion of ours is traveling. And we also know there's a lot of different travel clubs out there, and we wanted to create something different. There's a lot of Me Too products and a lot of things where you get discounted condo weeks and discounted whatever, but we wanted something that would encompass every single area of travel, from hotels and resorts to condo weeks to cruises to excursions to you can get flight points. I mean, we wanted something that literally encompassed everything. So in starting this club, which we're going to go over here, as soon as we share our screen, I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff that you guys get. But just know that when we started this, we wanted a product of value. We wanted something that's totally different. So without further ado, let me go ahead and actually share our screen and kind of go over some of the product benefits. Then what we're going to do is go into the compensation plan and show you guys how to actually get paid, how you can earn commissions here during pre-launch up until midnight tomorrow night, and then how you can earn higher commissions to the tune of like 33% higher actually, come November 23rd, which is only actually 8 more days from now. We're going to be launching our top tier live to the public. So let me go ahead and share our screen and we'll jump right into it, guys. Cool. Oh. There we go. So there's basically 2 ways that people travel. Most of you guys have heard of these, but some of you guys may have not heard of these. So we're gonna explain both ways real briefly here. The first is retail, and the second way is discount. Now, contrary to popular belief, and in fact, Jordan and I just actually learned this a few weeks ago as we went to go and actually launch our vacation club, but sites like the ones that you see on your screen under the retail heading are actually retail travel sites. Sites like Expedia, Priceline, Hotel Club, Orbitz, Rates to Go. I've always been under the impression that when you go to these sites, you're there because you're getting a discounted price. When in fact, what you're about to see, and we'll show you guys this throughout the course of the next few slides, this is public pricing. It's available to anyone, as you guys know, but it's public pricing. And if you guys were to go and compare these prices to the prices that are on the actual site, the actual hotel site, you'd find that the prices are almost exactly the same as what the hotel sites are offering. Now, why is that? So the reason for that is, guys, these are actually advertising engines. So some of you guys that are here, I know all my marketers that are on this call, you guys have heard of Google AdWords, and you know that the more money that you are willing to pay per click in Google AdWords, the higher your ad actually is listed on Google, right? This is no different. If a hotel pays more per click, right, then they are listed higher in these different advertising search engines like eBookers, Priceline, Expedia, all the ones you see on your screen, plus there's a whole bunch more that I couldn't fit in that little box, right? So the only difference between a company that's listed high and a company is listed low, right? You think that the difference is that you save more money on one than you do on the other. That's not the case. What happens is that those companies actually paid more money to be on top, and therefore those are the ones that the advertising engine is actually showing, all right? So the other way to travel that a lot of you guys are familiar with, and there's kind of a stigma for this kind of quote unquote discounted travel, but the other way to travel that people use is timeshare. And the reason there's this stigma here, right, is because it costs $42,000 for 2 weeks of travel for timeshares. And I know this because Jordan and I actually went to a timeshare presentation here about a week and a half ago, basically just to see the comparison between our product line and what this offers. And it's $42,000. Now, they don't lay it out to you like this, you know. It definitely sounds a whole lot more enticing than the way, 'cause you're sitting there thinking, my gosh, you know, why would anyone do that? That sounds ridiculous. Well, the reason is because, you know, you pay a monthly fee over 10 to 20 years, and you do save money over 10 to 20 years of travel. But the problem about it is it doesn't help.
Sorry, that was me, folks.
It doesn't help the average family that wants to be able to go and travel and bring their family to Disney or bring their family somewhere. It doesn't help the average family in any way, shape, or form, because if you've got a young family now and you want to go out and you want to travel, and it's going to take you 10 to 20 years to start seeing those savings, well, it doesn't really help you at all, does it? You know, you're going to be in your retirement years by that time, which, you know, here again, yeah, that's cool, but the average person can't even afford to do this. You know, we were looking at the actual cost of being a part of one of these timeshares, not to be a part of it here again, we just wanted to actually compare it so we could tell you guys really what's out there in the marketplace in comparison to what we're offering. But this was going to cost us, I believe there was $600 and some odd dollars in closing fees. There was $1,800 per year in maintenance fees. And let's not forget $42,000 financed over, I can't remember if it was 10 or 15 or 20 years, but the cost was going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of between $500 and $600 per month. So between all these different three costs here, you're literally paying what a lot of people pay for rent just for your vacation club membership. And that only gets you 2 weeks per year of travel. So as you can see, you know, it's not going to really save you anything today, but over 10 or 20 years, yeah, you do save money, and that's why people invest in these timeshares. So what we wanted to offer you guys here today and over the course of this past week is what Jordan and I like to call the unbeaten path, right? And this is a way that hardly anybody knows about in terms of travel, because there's the two ways of travel that people always talk about, which is the timeshares and the Expedia and the public pricing. But what if you could start saving money to the tune of 30 to 90% off starting today? That would be what we like to call the unbeaten path. And it would be what exactly we call Club Freedom, right? That's the name of our vacation club here within the Freedom Fighters Network. And that's what we're going to be demonstrating for you here in just a moment. I'm going to pass back over to Jordan because we've got some slides that'll just kind of show you guys what kind of savings you can get from our club starting from day one. You know, this is something where you can literally save more than the price of your admission fee, more than the price of the amount that you're actually paying to get started inside of one vacation that happens your very first vacation. I know Jordan and I will start saving more than enough money on literally our first vacation. And you guys will see exactly how that works over the course of the next few slides. Let me go ahead and pass it back over to you, Ben, and let's show them how it works.
Perfect. So, you know, one of the things, folks, when we went to see this timeshare presentation or this club ownership, not even club ownership, this resort ownership option is what they called it, you know, it's something fancy like that. And it was fancy, I'm not going to lie. Like, I was like, holy cow, this looks awesome. Like, you know, we had to like convince, you know, we were like, should we buy this?
Even though we own a vacation club.
No, we own a vacation club. Should we buy this? You know, and then, you know, reality set in. We're like, why would we spend this kind of money? They opened up the presentation with saying, how much money do you currently spend on vacation per year, right? And you know who that's speaking to is that's speaking to people that have money. That's speaking to people that actually go on vacation all the time, right? But folks, let's not look at that. Let's actually ask the question of how much would you like to go on vacation a year? How many times would you like to travel a year? You know, it's so often that I see families and young families, even, you know, I have a friend, he said, you know, he took him and his wife, they took their daughters on vacation, God, about 3 months ago or so, right? They went down to Disney in California. And he said, you know, Jordan, this is the first vacation I've ever taken my kids on. And one of his kids is like, I don't know, 13 or something like that, right? Wow. You know, holy cow. This is the first vacation I've ever taken my kids on, right? It's not because he didn't want to, right? But because they couldn't, right? It's a big difference, folks. So when you ask someone, how much money do you spend on vacation per year? Well, that's a very different answer than how many times would you like to go on vacation a year? And if you saw a way where you could actually afford to go on vacation, wouldn't that be pretty freaking cool, right? You're going to see that here in just a moment. You know, but let's just take a step back here for a moment, folks. So I want you to think about something as we're going through this these slides here and showing you these different vacation spots and all this stuff. If you're in this industry for marketing, some of you are looking at the product just for the product line, but if you're inside a Freedom Fighters Network because you want to be a marketer and you want to make money, you know, a really important thing to realize is that our entire industry is all about lifestyle, right? And so there's a lot of people out there, you know, that preach making money and all this stuff, but they don't show lifestyle. It's very simple to show lifestyle by simply being on vacation somewhere, taking a picture next to Mickey Mouse, taking a picture in the mountains skiing, taking a picture sitting down on a beach somewhere, right? It's very easy to show lifestyle. When people see that you're having an amazing lifestyle, you know, people don't care so much. Like, some people care about the numbers. And if I say, yeah, I made $100,000 last month, that might appeal to some people more than saying I made $1,000 last month. But here's a cool thing I know. The other year, I wasn't making an absolute ton of money, right? I was not profiting an absolute ton of money in my business, but here's what I had. I had freedom, right? I had a freedom lifestyle. I didn't have a job. I was making enough money to fund my life and travel around the world. I was going on vacations, on cruises, staying at all-inclusive resorts, doing amazing things, and people saw the lifestyle. You know, I got offered a job when I first quit my parents' business back in the day. I got offered a job making more money than I had ever made previous to this year. Previous to this year, I got offered a job making more money than I'd ever made. The thing, though, was that I knew I'd be working a ton of hours. The thing was, I knew I wouldn't have freedom. So people don't necessarily care about the amount of money you're making. Yes, that helps. Yes, that's amazing stuff. When they see that you have an amazing lifestyle, when they see that you have freedom, that is something you can market very easily, right? You don't have to tell someone, yeah, I'm making $100,000 a month when you're shooting a video on the beach. All you say is, hey, I'm in this awesome vacation club that I actually sell and make money with, and I'm down on vacation as part of my business and part of my lifestyle. And if you want to live this kind of life, I can show you how. It's a whole lot easier, right? It doesn't matter, right? Think about that as we're going through this stuff, folks. And I want you to imagine yourself shooting some videos like that here in just a moment as we go through this. So the first place we looked at, me and Angela were looking the other night as we were planning this out about a week ago or so, and said, okay, where do we want to stay? Right? When we put this club together, folks, we said we need to have something that involves places and things that we want to go on, right? You know, I don't want to have to go on vacation and stay in some place like some rat-infested motel or whatever just to get a discount, or some place that's so bottom of the barrel that clearly they don't rent it out. And the only reason that this vacation club is getting it is because clearly they couldn't rent it out to anyone else, and that's why you're getting it for $100 a week or whatever, right? We didn't want that. We wanted amazing places, so we said, we need to make sure we have a place that shows places, that has places that we would like to go on vacation, as well as anyone would like to go on vacation. We want to appeal and provide for people in every single spectrum, from brand new families to literally people that are just looking to be able to go on a vacation somewhere and don't care where they stay, you know, or that it's, you know, whether it's a 5-star or a 3-star, you know, like, it doesn't matter. But we also want people to have the option of staying in 5-star places, right? We want the whole spectrum, everything. And so here's the first one. This is Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. And I'm going to, you know, pretty much let the pictures really do the speaking here. Aside from saying that infinity pool is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Folks, this stuff is just awesome. But then look at here. You see the room, right? Like, most times when you see, you know, when you see a place that's as inexpensive as you're going to see here in a moment, the bedroom is really lacking. You know, the place
Funky bread spreads.
the place where you're spending an entire night, 8 hours of your day, 10 hours of your day, is typically lacking. And I got to tell you that this one is definitely not lacking in any way, shape, or form, as you can see. Kitchen, awesome, amazing bedroom, place to sit and eat food. Again, the infinity pool, I love that. All right. So look at what the cost is here for an entire week. And do you just want to explain the one thing about weeks versus days here?
Yeah. So a lot of vacation clubs out there, you have to book an entire week in order to actually see the savings. What we wanted to offer too, because we realize there's a lot of you guys that still have corporate jobs, and you know, if you actually follow the compensation plan and decide to lock arms with us, hopefully not for long, you'll have a job. But we realize there's a lot of you guys that have a job here today, and you can't go out there for an entire week and book an entire week. So what we're able to actually offer inside of our club, although what you're going to see here, we literally went through and actually chose 7 nights each time. These are the prices that you guys can get whether or not you want to do 7 nights of stay. Right? You can go there for like, you know, a 2-day weekend or a 3-day weekend or whatever you guys want to do and get these kind of same prices. So this is really, really cool. You know, this one here, the 7th night was not even available on Expedia. You couldn't even get it on Expedia. As you can see, it's December 13th through the 19th, prime time season for wanting to go to Mexico, right? It's cold, it's snowing everywhere else, and you can go down to Mexico. And in our club, you get 7 nights, not 6 nights, but 7 nights for only $106.92 for an entire week. Now I want to kind of back up here because you guys are probably sitting there like, oh my gosh, like how can this be? How can this pricing exist? And before I pass it back over to Jordan, let me just quickly explain. So you remember in the beginning when I told you guys that sites like Expedia and Priceline and eBookers and all these sites that are set up to make you believe that they're discounted sites, that I told you that they're actually advertising engines, right? So what that means is the hotel is paying to have that place on the site. So what happens is when you book within our club, the hotel is not paying to be there. So all of the money that the hotel would be paying in order to advertise their hotel or their resort or their condo or whatever they're advertising, all of that money goes into your pocket. So in this particular case, rather than paying $830.46 for 6 nights, you only pay $106.92 for 7 entire nights. In this particular example, you earn $723.54. Sorry, you save $723.54 in prime time season going to Mexico. How cool is that?
I love it. I can't wait to go.
I know, right? Me too.
I love this resort. So here's another one, folks. Angela and I, we're going to hit the ski slopes up in Steamboat Springs. And if you're not familiar with the northwestern part of Colorado, Steamboat Springs is one of the most epic ski areas in the entire state. Just absolutely beautiful. We went there for the actual hot springs late on in the summer and camped out by the hot springs. And we're going to go there not only for skiing, but for the hot springs. In the middle of winter, these hot springs on the side of the mountains are just like 110 degree water. And it's just absolutely amazing with the freezing cold river rushing right next to it. So we're going to go check that out during skiing season. And we're going to stay at this awesome place right here in Steamboat Springs. It's about a 5-hour drive up the Poudre Valley from Fort Collins here. As you can see, it's got a full kitchen, so you can bring food and drinks and, you know, like cook at your own place. One of the big reasons my family, you know, struggled to go on vacations when we were younger is because, you know, I don't know if you've had to feed 4 boys or whatnot, but my parents had 4 boys, right? And so taking a family of 6 on vacation, it's not just about the hotel, it's also about feeding them and going out to eat and all that stuff. Well, when you have a place where you actually have a kitchen where you can cook 1 or 2 of the meals a day, have sandwiches, have breakfast, or even some nights you could have dinner there and whatnot, when you're able to go on vacation like that, you know, you can do so for a huge discount. And some of the families that just, it's like, hey, we just want to get out. We want to be able to take our kids on vacation, but we have to do so, and we have to do so in a way where we can save a little bit of money. Having a kitchen in your place will allow you to save some money, right? So, you know, huge living room area here as well. I believe that's a pull-out sofa. And for the entire week, it's only $538.92 versus the public best price guarantee of $950.64. It's got a full kitchen. It's a 1-bedroom. It sleeps 4. You save $411. That's 43% off Expedia's best price. Now, what family doesn't want to take their kids down to Disney? And, you know, I remember when I was younger, this is about 15 years ago or so, my family went down to Disney. My mom, my stepdad, me, and then my cousins, my aunt, and my uncle went to Disney, and we stayed in a 3-bedroom villa. And folks, that's 2 full families, right? Like you can fit 2 full families in a 3-bedroom villa and really get some discounts going on here and really save some money when you really put it together like this. So you get this awesome place right here in the heart of Disney. This is literally 10-minute drive to downtown Disney. This is a 10-minute drive to be in Disney World. This is not like an hour on the outskirts of town and somewhere way far away. This is literally right in the heart of Disney that you get to stay. This absolutely beautiful place, amazing living room area, 3 bedrooms, enough to sleep. Let's see what it actually says here. I forget how many can sleep in this place, but I believe it's like 8, 10, 12 people. full kitchens, dining room
kitchen,
area.
too.
New kitchen. This place looks awesome.
Yeah.
Washer and dryer, everything you need.
Got a little
in this
picture
place.
happy.
Angela gets picture happy on some of these. It's okay. But folks, instead of paying $2,671.81 like you would for the best price guarantee by Expedia, you get to save $1,940. That's 73% off, and you pay only $730. Again, imagine actually going here with two families. You're talking about $365 for a week per family, right?
Yeah.
Folks, that's $50 a day per family. Even if you're going just a single family, right? That's only $100 a day for an entire family in a place that's just absolutely epic. This is amazing, right? Folks, look at the savings that you get off of one vacation here. That's why when Angela said, if you, and we're going to talk more about this later with the whole timeshare or, the ownership package, but imagine, this would take you a ton of vacations going on in order to pay off $42,000.
Yeah.
But I want you to see what you're actually, and folks, that's for a 2-week per year vacation club. 2 weeks per year is what that got you. Wait till you see what we have here. Right? When you can save $1,940 on a single vacation, I want you to realize what you really have your hands on here and what you're actually able to offer to people, what you're actually able to sell people. Feel good about what you're selling. This is amazing, right? Now let's look at another place in Disney. I think I'm excited to go here. I like the trampoline and the water slides and the wrestling ring and all that stuff for the right on the beachfront there. But again, you got a full living room area, a dining room area, amazing beachfront, mini golf, kitchen, all for only $216 for an entire week. If you book it on Expedia, it's over $100 a night. If you book it on our site, it's $216. Now, folks, when you look at the prices, and here's something that a lot of people don't know as well, and you never really catch this. I never actually caught this in the past. When you're booking on Expedia, the prices that you see on the front of their site don't include taxes or fees. Right?
Yeah.
The prices that you see on the front of the site don't include taxes or fees. You can also see the taxes and fees are per night there, right? Right? Per night. Right? So it makes it look even smaller, but really what is that 7 times that? It's like an extra $130 that you don't see on the front end of the site. You don't see that till you get to the back end. So a lot of people look at that and say, oh my God, this is a good deal, until you really add things up. And then like most people just don't catch that. I didn't catch it until we started crunching these numbers. I said, oh my God, wait a minute, these numbers aren't right, right? It's because they charge you taxes and fees. Our best price guarantee is something Expedia can't do. Expedia will not do a best price guarantee with our club. That is best price guarantee anywhere found on the internet that's public, right? When you belong to a private club like Club Freedom, our best price guarantee is that if you can find it for less, we'll credit 110% of the difference on what you find, right? So you get to save 71% off at an amazing place down in Disney. And we talked to our good friend Eli. He was looking at this. He's like, that place is actually epic. It's an amazing place to stay at. Clearly, he's been there before. Now let's move on to an all-inclusive down in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. Folks, all-inclusive, if you've never done it, I think it's awesome. One of the things that I I don't want to say hate this, but like, have you ever been down by the pool and you got like your money in your pocket and you're like, I don't want to jump in the pool with all this money and credit cards and whatnot. So you like quickly pull it out, like stuff it in your hat and like wrap it up in a blanket and like, tuck it somewhere hoping no one saw you pull out a wad of cash because you still need money to eat food down by the pool or, have drinks down by the pool or whatever. When you're at an all-inclusive, you don't carry money around. You don't have to walk around with anything. It's all-inclusive.
Alcohol, everything.
Everything is included. So like, hey, I want food, go get food. Hey, I want a drink, go get a drink, right? It's all included. So look at this awesome place down in Playa del Carmen, amazing room, right? Amazing rooms, beautiful views, awesome bathrooms, nice living room area, beautiful, beautiful view of the ocean, beautiful beachfront property. And on Expedia's best price guarantee, remember that's the public price, you would pay $4,263 for a week down there through our club, through Club Freedom. And we actually they have a 1-bedroom on Expedia. We couldn't even find the 1-bedroom, or the 2-bedroom. We only found the 1-bedroom. We have a 2-bedroom down in Playa del Carmen for this same exact week. It's an all-inclusive, and the total is only $783. And yes, that includes all-inclusive for 2 people, right? That is the price for 2 people. Mm-hmm. Absolutely insane. Folks, if you're saving $3,480 on one single vacation there, once you start thinking, what would you pay for the club? Right?
What is it worth to you?
What would that be worth to you to be able to save money on a lifetime's worth of it? What would it be worth to you to save money for life on vacations? What would it be worth to you when you can start saving this kind of money?
You can save $3,480 on your first one.
Right.
That's crazy.
So another place that we looked at going, we really want to go here. Got a good friend out there, want to go visit him and really want to go stay there because Lake Tahoe is absolutely amazing. Beautiful, beautiful place to go camping or hiking and sitting down by the lake and, you know, having a picnic out by the lake and whatnot. Amazing place right here with a, you know, I don't know if that is considered, that is a full kitchen. There we go. Okay. So full kitchen,
oven,
breakfast table, everything you need. $298.35. If you were to book that on Expedia, it's $850.78. You save 64%.
In peak season.
In peak season, right? So folks, we're gonna keep plowing through these really quick. We got a bunch of places to show you. And the reason some of you are like, okay, you keep showing us places after places after places, just get on with it. The thing we wanted to show you is, you know, I've seen other presentations where people show you something and they show you like 2 places and they're both in Florida. It's like, yeah, everyone gets discounts in Florida, right? We wanted to show you that there's actually a wide array of places you can stay, both, you know, in every range of money that you want to spend, in every range of class you want to stay in every range of place you want to stay in, both booking it now and booking it into the future. We wanted to show you all sorts of different places. And so you can see we booked places a week out, we booked places 6 months out, we've booked places, you know, in the United States, away from the United States, around the world, different places like that. And literally both, you know, ranging from every spectrum. We wanted to show you the versatility of the actual membership here and what you really have your hands on with this. So let's look at staying in Hawaii here. At this awesome little studio place in Hawaii. If you've never been to Hawaii, it is expensive to go to Hawaii, trust me. I was there about a little over a year, about a year and a half ago. And folks, it is really spendy to spend some time down in Hawaii, no pun intended. But rather than paying almost $2,000 through Expedia's best price guarantee, you get to save over 50%, 52% off. You save $1,025. You pay only $962 for an entire week, and it's a place, a nice studio in Hawaii, and it has a partial kitchen, so you can get some of your cooking done there, get some of your meals there, all that good stuff, right? Now here's one that I can't wait to go to. Yeah, we still didn't fix that.
I know.
Folks, we got all these awesome pictures, but they all blast in at once. And we keep saying we're going to fix that. We actually just did a presentation a couple hours ago, and we're like, we're going to fix that before the next one. We didn't. So you got this awesome place. It's the Hard Rock Hotel in Ibiza, oceanfront. If you can't tell, you can see down in the bottom left-hand corner that the bathtub, the hot tub bathtub is overlooking the ocean, or maybe not the ocean. That might be the Mediterranean Sea. You know, I'm not 100% certain here. Someone else could fill me in. I think that might be the sea because it's in Spain. But Ibiza is an amazing place. It's a nice 5-star. And folks, this is 2 weeks in Ibiza. So I want you to look at this here. You get to save $13,483. Yeah, you're seeing that correct, folks. You get to save $13,483. So rather than paying, and this is for 2 weeks, rather than paying almost $1,400 a night, that's $18,290 for 2 weeks. You get 74% off with Club Freedom, and you pay only $4,800 for 2 weeks in Ibiza, right? I mean, you're literally taking the price from almost $1,400 a night, and it's now like less than $150 a night. I mean, that's absolutely crazy, right? It's absolutely insane. Keep going along here. This is the last place we looked at. We're looking at New Year's Eve in New York. Now, folks, New Year's Eve in New York is prime time in New York, right? This is the absolute prime time to be there. Everyone wants to be in New York because that's where the ball drops. If you've ever seen the video footage, if you've ever seen the Pascal, yeah. If you've ever seen the video footage of New York on New Year's Eve, then you know that people are there, that it's busy, that hotels are probably jam-packed. And, you know, this place, the New York, the Palace, you can clearly see this is like a palace. This is a nice place that we're staying at here. I believe it's 5 stars. Don't quote me on that, but I'm like
it's 5 stars.
Certain that it's 5 stars here. Instead of paying $16,439 for 8 nights, right? That's $2,000 per night almost. Actually, it's over $2,000 with fees, right? You pay only $6,679 for that same 8 nights. you get 59% off Expedia's best price. And again, this is through New Year's Eve. This is December 27th through January 4th. Prime time for being in New York is around New Year's Eve. And you're saving almost $10,000 on one single vacation here, folks. Again, if you look at all these vacations, my God, we could have added those up. Just on this series of 8, 9 vacations or whatever, people are saving $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, somewhere between $25,000 and $35,000 on just 8 vacations, right? So the question I want you to ask yourself again is not how much money do I currently spend on vacation, but how many vacations would I actually like to go on an annual basis? Now, folks, our club, we wanted to show you all that stuff. Our club isn't just hotels and resorts and villas and such. It encompasses all parts of travel. So if you want to book golf tee times, if you want to get restaurant discounts, if you want to rent a car, or go into a wine, belong to the wine club and get wine shipped to you from Sonoma Valley. If you want to book a cruise and go on a cruise, if you want to do activities and excursions wherever it is you're staying, worldwide tours, things that are put together where it's like you're going to travel for 2 or 3 weeks and all the hotels and everything is all booked and included, and you're seeing all these different amazing sites on a worldwide tour, or sailboat and private yacht charters. And know that everything you book through Club Freedom, you get what's called reward points or reward credits, and you can actually turn around and spend those reward points as cash. So when you save those up, you can literally spend them as cash through Club Freedom on cruises, on hotels, on resorts, on anything you can book through Club Freedom. You can spend those as cash, with the exception of airlines. We've got a site that we sync up with. You can still book flights through the club, and you can still earn reward credits on booking flights through the club, but you cannot spend the cash on the flights because it's an outside site. But you do get to earn credits on that as well. So the one thing I want you to think about here, folks, we're going to get into the compensation plan in a moment. Actually, you know what? I'm going to touch on this when we touch on the amount of weeks people get at each of the different levels.
Okay. Cool, awesome. So what we're about to cover right now is the Club Freedom compensation plan, which I know is the biggest reason that you guys are here today. You're wanting to know how to earn these big commissions, and that's what we're going to cover here right now. So super excited. And before we get started here, what I want you guys to all do is get your dancing shoes on, because we got some new dance moves that we're going to be introducing here today. If you've been in the Freedom Fighters Network for any length of time, you know that we've got something called the money dance, and people from all walks of life have gotten started in the Freedom Fighters Network, started having success, and they do the money dance. There's this little email that comes out with me and Jordan and our cartoon characters doing the money dance. Well, for these 3 different product levels that we're starting to offer here now with Club Freedom, we got some new dance moves. The first is the hustle. So whenever you earn a commission for the middle product level, you get to do the hustle. We've got the moonwalk. That's the high level commission product. In pre-launch, that pays out a $3,298.50 commission, right? We've got the electric slide, which this is a really exciting one, because whenever you get an email that has this picture in it, what it means is that your team member who got started actually went out there, started marketing, and produced a result. And therefore, you get to do the electric slide, because every time your team member makes a sale, you make money on that. We're going to cover exactly how that all works here in just a moment. And then the final dance is the cha-cha, which this is one of the basic level sales. If you sell somebody into the basic level, which we're going to go over the names of the products here in just a moment, then you earn up to a $398 commission inside of the pre-launch, and you get to do the cha-cha. So just a little bit of fun. But before we actually get into the compensation plan itself, what we want to do is actually cover some of the terms that we're going to be talking about so that you guys aren't confused. So in order to earn commissions on any of the top tier products, you need to be licensed to sell them. The only way to get licensed to earn commissions to the tune of the levels that we're talking about here today is to buy them. If you don't own the product, you can't earn these commissions on them, okay? So we'll clarify that more as we move through the slides. The next term that we're going to be talking about here, it's progressive compensation plan. What that means is when you buy a product, you become licensed for that product as well as every product below it. It should actually say progressive product line rather than progressive compensation plan. But consequently, if you upgrade from one product to another, you pay the difference in the product price plus a small fee. So you don't actually have to buy the basic, buy the middle, and buy the top level. You would pay the difference between those price levels. Does that make sense? So the third and final term that we're going to talk about before we move straight into the compensation plan is qualifying sale. A qualifying sale is simply a sale for which you split more of your normal commission with your sponsor. You earn a little bit less, your sponsor earns a little bit more. We'll show you how to skip all of your qualifying sales here and earn full commissions right away in just a moment. But first, what we want to do is actually take a look at the normal compensation plan, which looks like this. As you can see, there's 3 different levels of product. The basic is called the Tourist, the middle is called the Voyager, and the top level is called the Pathfinder.
I gotta jump in here for just a minute, folks, because this is the exciting part right here. You know, when we were putting this together, when we were building Club Freedom and deciding on what what the different product levels were and what the different membership levels were and all that good stuff, you know, we said, you know, a lot of different companies out there, they do things like, you know, diamond, gold, silver, package, all this stuff. And, you know, yes, that tells quality, right? Or they do things like, you know, executive or presidential
VIP.
Or whatever, VIP or whatever, you know, and it's like business terms and whatnot. Well, folks, this isn't just about business. This is about having a lifestyle. This is about being free. This is about freedom, right? And this is also, this is not only about lifestyle, but this is also about business, right? So it's got to incorporate both of those things into one. And, you know, the first thing that really came to mind when we were looking at this was the word Pathfinder. And the reason that word came to mind is I was reading a book not too long ago. The book is called Aspire. It's by Kevin Hall. You should read this book. It's a book about words and what their true meanings of the words are. And he was looking at the word leader. So the word leader, you know, the word leader, if you look at that word and you separate it into the first part and the second part, L-E-A is the first part, that means path. And if you look at the second part, D-E-R, that is finder, so pathfinder. So what is a pathfinder? A pathfinder is a leader. A pathfinder is the person who found the path to food. You know, they would track their game, their animals, and hunt, right? They would lead the pack. A pathfinder is someone who found the path to fresh water. The pathfinder is someone who found the path to good shelter, a place to live, a place to survive, or the path to find somewhere new, right? The pathfinder, folks, is essentially the leader. And so we thought it just absolutely perfect to not only label the pathfinder, someone who's going to go out and find the path, traveling around the world and being the leader of traveling around the world, but also someone who's going to be a leader in business, because the true leader is someone who's going to be fully committed. The true leader is someone who's going to lead the way and become a pathfinder, not only, you know, right away, but also, if not possible, to do it right away as quickly as possible, right? As quickly as possible, because you're leading the way. You're going out there before other people, and you're finding the path, right? So we had to come up with other words to describe what it is that we were putting together here. And we're like, Pathfinder, and then we're like, do we say silver and executive? No, it doesn't fit, right? So we're like, you know, we're all about Club Freedom, the Freedom Fighters Network, just all this stuff being different. And so we came up with terms that absolutely fit exactly what it is. A tourist is someone who's literally going to see the world a little bit. They're going to travel around and just be a tourist. A voyager is someone who's going to go out on more vacations and see more of the world. And a pathfinder is someone, you know, who's literally going to go see the entire world throughout their life, you know, and make a lot of money doing so. So that's where we came up with that.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I love the names of our levels. You know, if you guys have been around us for any length of time, you know that originality is like our main thing. Like, we don't want to ever do something that's just like something that anybody else has ever done, because there's so many other just Me Too products out there. We wanted everything down to the names of the levels of the products that you decide to buy to be very, very original. So we think we accomplished that quite well. But if you look here at the different levels of commissions, this is what you earn if you're licensed to sell these products. So as a tourist, you'd earn 40% commission. As a voyager, you'd earn 45% commission on voyager sales. And as a pathfinder, you'd earn 50% commission on pathfinder sales, with your level 2 being 10% across the board. Level 2 is basically your team member going out there, making a sale. You earn 10% of the total amount of that sale, okay? So basically, during pre-launch, this is what your commissions will look like. Now here again, pre-launch ends tomorrow at midnight Eastern Standard Time. After that, the commission levels are going to be 33% higher than this. We don't have slides that we're showing you here for those because they're not really, while they matter in 8 days, they don't matter today. So we didn't want to confuse you guys with a whole bunch of numbers. Just know that after we actually launch, your commissions will be 33% higher than the commissions that you're seeing here over the course of the next 34 hours or however many hours is left of the actual pre-launch. You can earn up to $398.80 per sale as a tourist, $14.83 as a Voyager, and $32.98 as a Pathfinder with your level 2 commissions as follows. So what we want to do now is actually take a look at your qualifying sale commissions. Now here's how qualifying sales work. You have 2 qualifying sales per product unless you get started at the Voyager or the Pathfinder level during pre-launch, so before tomorrow at midnight Eastern Standard Time or within the first 7 days of launch. A qualifying sale here again is basically a sale that wherein you split more of your commission with your sponsor. You earn a little bit less, your sponsor earns a little bit more. Makes sense? So this is what your qualifying sale commission levels will be if you have qualifying sales. We're going to show you how to omit all of your qualifying sales here in just a moment. But as a tourist, it's 25% on level 1 and with 25% on level 2. So as you guys can see, you're splitting more of that initial commission with your sponsor. Voyager, you've got 30% and 25%, and Pathfinder, you've got 30% and 30%. So here's what the actual commissions would look like. And here again, this is during pre-launch. After pre-launch, the numbers would be 33% higher than what you're seeing here. As a tourist, it would be $249 on level 1, $249 on level 2. Voyager would be $989 on level 1, $824 on level 2. And as a Pathfinder, it would be $1,979 on level 1 and $1,979 on level 2, okay? So here's the really cool part. If you get started at the Voyager level during pre-launch or within the first 7 days of launch, you get to omit 1 qualifying sale per product. So instead of having 2 sales per product level wherein you have to split more of that commission with your sponsor, you only have 1 qualifying sale per product, putting more money in your pocket literally pretty much right away, right? Now here's the way to actually put more money in your pocket instantly right away would be to get started at the Pathfinder level during pre-launch, which is before midnight tomorrow night, or within the first 7 days of launch. You get to omit all of your qualifying sales. That means you get to earn full commissions literally from your very first sale. You get to earn full commissions. You don't have any of those commissions where you have to split anything there with your sponsor above and beyond that 10% that they're always going to get for their level 2 commission. Okay, so really, really cool stuff here. If you were to become a Pathfinder right away, these are the commission levels that you'd earn for each and every one of the sales that you make. If you make a tourist sale and you're a Pathfinder, you earn $398.80. If you're a Pathfinder and you sell a Voyager, you earn $1,483.65. And if you're a Pathfinder and you sell a Pathfinder, then you earn $3,298.50. So really, really cool stuff. Really, really exciting commission levels. Man, I'm just pumped. So here's what you'd earn this is what the amount that you would pass up. The additional amount that you would pass up per sale if you had qualifying sales. So if you get started as a Voyager, you have 1 qualifying sale. You get started as a tourist, you have 2 qualifying sales per level. And this is the additional amount you'd pass up per qualifying sale per each level. Okay, does that make sense? So you'd have $224.55 as a tourist that would pass up, $749.55 as a Voyager, and $1,999.40 pass up as a Pathfinder. Whew, that Pathfinder one, that's a tough one. Oh man. So what we want to do now, because we realize this is a lot of numbers and a lot of you guys aren't numbers people. So what we want to do now is actually look at a few examples to make this a little bit more clear for you guys. And what we wanted to lay out for you, I asked you guys in the beginning, if you had an automatic system that worked without fail to produce anywhere between a $25 commission and a $3,298 commission, what level of commission would you tell the system to produce? Well, the reason why I asked you that is because in the examples that we're about to cover here in just a moment, you're going to see really how the positioning goes into it and how the positioning really makes a difference in the amount of money you make by doing the exact same work each time, right? So let's say that you decide to get licensed as a tourist today, and you bring in these 5 people: Bob, Frank, Susie, Nancy, and Paul. Bob and Frank buy in at the tourist level, which account for your 2 qualifying sales as a tourist, okay? Susie and Nancy buy in at the Voyager level and Paul at the Pathfinder level, but since you're a tourist, you only earn the tourist level commission on those 3 sales, right? That's really not bad, right? Because in this particular example, you'd earn $1,694.90. $1,694.90. Not bad, but let's take a look at what you'd earn sponsoring the exact same people at the exact same levels simply by positioning yourself as a Voyager today. So let's say you decide to get licensed as a Voyager today, and you bring in the same 5 people, like I just said: Bob, Frank, Susie, Nancy, and Paul. Bob and Frank, they buy in at the tourist level, and as a Voyager, remember, you have 1 qualifying sale per level versus 2 as a tourist. Therefore, your commission from Frank is already the full commission. Susie and Nancy buy in at the Voyager level. Your commission for Susie is a qualifying sale, and for Nancy, you earn the full commission there. Paul buys in as a Pathfinder, but since you're a Voyager, you earn $1,483.65, which is equal, as you can see here, to a Voyager commission, right? So in this particular example, as a Voyager, you'd earn $4,604.45 from the exact same work that it took to earn $1,694.90 as a tourist. Do you guys see how important positioning is? You more than just doubled the amount of money that you make simply by positioning yourself and licensing yourself to earn those commissions, right? So super, super important. This is definitely much better, but let's take a look at the difference in money you make if you position yourself as a Pathfinder today. So here's a Pathfinder. As you can see, you have no qualifying sales ever because you get to omit all of your qualifying sales as a Pathfinder, earning full commissions from day 1. And as a Pathfinder in this example, you'd earn $7,063.40 from the same work that it took to earn $1,694.90 as a tourist and $4,604.45 as a Voyager. All right, so literally the exact same people were sponsored. They decided to buy no matter where you were and where you decided to position yourself. And because you were positioned in a different level on each of these 3 products, that's what made the difference to your bottom line. Do you guys see how important the positioning is? Do you guys see this? So, we've talked about this question. It's here in the slides, but I've talked about it before. And the question is this, if you had an automated system that worked without fail to produce $1,694 in commissions, $4,604 in commissions, or $7,063 in commissions, and the level of effort that you put in was exactly the same, what level would you tell it to produce? Well, you'd tell it to produce the most, wouldn't you? If you didn't have to do any extra work and the only thing that you had to do was send traffic, which is the only thing that you guys have to do. You have to send traffic, get people to the front end, and they will come through a process. And because the process is appealing, because the process is something they raise their hand and they say, I can do this, they decide to position themselves, they decide to buy. The only thing you're doing is sending traffic. If you had the choice of earning $25 commissions or $3,298 commissions, it sounds like a trick question. It's not. You want to earn $3,298 commissions. See, the amount of money that you make as a freedom fighter is directly determined by which top tier products you decide to license and how much traffic you send. That's really it. So what I'm gonna do is actually pass it over to Jordan for some extra stuff that we wanna tell you about in regards to the compensation plan, some extra ways that you guys can make more money for life should you decide to position yourself during the pre-launch. Which here again, pre-launch ends tomorrow at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So pay close attention to what Jordan's about to talk about now, because it's not just about getting discounted products, guys. The discount is awesome, and it's definitely something that you guys should take action on, even if this other thing that he's about to talk about didn't exist, because who doesn't want to save 33%? But we want to do something extra special for people who decide to get positioned with us here during the pre-launch. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to you, Ben.
Perfect.
And yeah.
Get back to the camera and whatnot.
Right.
I mean, people got to see my Ninja Turtle shirt. They can't.
Well,
they're
exactly.
Missing it,
Exactly.
So, folks, I told you I would talk about this, and I want you to realize something really powerful here. Angela and I were down at the presentation for the discount travel. The one that takes you 10 to 20 years to actually start saving money. Right? We were there. And, they were trying to put together a thing to say, hey, this, They were like, let's build a travel thing that fits your lifestyle. And I said, well, just so you know, I went on 23 vacations last year. Right? I was gone for 28 weeks. 28 weeks I was on vacation in 2013. This year, me and Angela, you know, we've been kind of busy working and whatnot, but I think so far we've done, you know, 8-10 weeks, something like that, 8 to 10 weeks of vacation total.
Yeah, which is a really slow year for us. We've been launching the Freedom Fighters Network.
So the thing I said is, hey, we like travel, and you know, I'm looking at this, and you're showing me this thing that we can get for 2 weeks of travel per year. Unless, of course, you want to transition your points into hotel points, then you get 1 week per year, right? But let's just say we were staying at the 2 weeks per year. I said, how do we increase that? Like, how do we get more travel weeks? And he said, oh, well, you just have to buy more. You just have to buy more of them. Like, you have to pay another $42,000 per every 2 weeks you want. So, folks, I want you to take this into account. For 2 weeks, it costs you $42,000, right? If I wanted 4 weeks per year, that would cost me $84,000 up front, plus the $650 times 2 for closing costs, plus the $1,800 per year, which is $3,600 a year. So everything is times 2, right? If I wanted to get 4 weeks per year of travel time, what if we wanted 28 weeks of travel time? I calculated this the other day, and don't quote me on this, but it was somewhere around $550,000 that I would pay up front if I wanted to get 28 weeks of travel time per year, right? If you did 42,000 times 14, 588,000, right? That's not including the closing costs. That's not including the $1,800 per year times 14, right? And that's $1,800 per year times 14 is another $25,000 just spent on your yearly expenses and whatnot, right? So I want you to remember those numbers right there. Folks, you saw what Angela laid out, and if you didn't catch it, our tourist package costs what? Right now?
Actually, we haven't given them the prices yet. We only showed them the commission levels. So you want to go over the pricing?
So folks, the pre-launch pricing, the price that you can get into these levels at, and the only way you can do this is by being a member of the Freedom Fighters. The pre-launch is only going live to Freedom Fighters members. So if you're not yet a member of Freedom Fighters, you can click the button down below. The person who invited you here, you'll be getting started with them for free. Take the 7-day free trial. If you missed it, you know, too bad, whatever. Move on. Take the $47 for the monthly membership and get into Club Freedom. We've done a 33% off discount that ends tomorrow at midnight Eastern time, right? Tomorrow, the 16th of November at midnight Eastern time. This discount goes away forever. You will never see these price points again. Now, to get in and during pre-launch, you pay not just $997 for our tourist package. What does that get you? Well, it gets you everything you saw for 2 weeks a year. $997 for 2 weeks a year, right? Folks, not $42,000, right?
With $1,800 a year in maintenance fees and $650 in closing costs. We don't include any of that. Right. The only maintenance fee that you guys are going to have to pay is $15.95 a month. That's it. And if you want to sell the product too, then it's $19.95 a month in addition. That's all you guys pay. You're not paying hundreds of dollars a month in maintenance fees or closing costs or anything like that. And
you get to, like, it doesn't matter which one of the 3 levels you buy in at. You can go on a vacation and save $13,000 for 2 weeks in Ibiza, right? With the $997 membership.
Yep.
That's the joining membership. That's the joining fee. That gets you in the door. And then again, for as long as you want to be a member, you can literally be a member for life as long as you pay that $15.95 per month to maintain your membership dues. It is that simple. I mean, my God, right? That Dennis, exactly. Just get in, right? So then we looked at what would it cost to go on 4 weeks of vacation per year. Remember, that was $84,000 plus 650 times 2, so that's $1,300. So we're talking $85,000 up front and then $3,600 per year to go on 4 weeks of vacation, right? We give you the Voyager membership, which is 4 weeks of vacation per year, any of it, any way you want to do it. If you want to do 2 days here, we just went to 2 days in a hotel, right? We just stayed 2 days in a hotel and got discounts, right? We were down visiting a friend down in Colorado Springs, right? So folks, for 4 weeks per year, for as long as you continue to pay your monthly dues, you can get that for just $3,297 here during the pre-launch. Now, folks, the regular price is going to be $49.97, right? This is 33% off of what the regular price is going to be. And now, folks, remember we said that we went on 28 weeks of vacation last year, right? 28 weeks, which would be 14 memberships, right? So $588,000 if you wanted to do that. Well, we do you one better, right? That's only 28 weeks a year. There's 52 weeks in a year. What if you want to be on vacation more than that? What if you want to go way more than that, right? We give you unlimited weeks of vacation with this membership when you come in at the Pathfinder level. And when you get in during pre-launch, it is only $6,597. I mean, that's absolutely insane. Folks, not 588,000 plus 650 times 14 plus 1,800 times 14. It's only $6,597. I mean, just on the initial alone, you're saving over $500,000. That's absolutely crazy. That's absolutely crazy, folks. Unlimited vacations for $6,597. Now, folks, if you wait till after pre-launch, the regular price is going to be $9,997. You get to save over $3,300. You get to save by becoming a member during pre-launch and getting in at the Pathfinder level. And remember, as long as you continue to pay your monthly dues, you're a member for life, right? You get these discounts for life as long as you pay your member dues. So absolutely insane. And here's the other thing that this was a really good question Dennis had the other day, is if I come in now, can I upgrade later, or do I got to pay full price? You pay later the difference between, so say you come in now at the middle level, right? And you decide to upgrade later to the top level, you've already paid this much off of what the top level would cost. So you literally just get to subtract that from the top level. So if you're paying $3,300 right now to get in at the middle level, later on, whatever price the top level is at, you get to remove $3,300 from and pay the difference plus a low cost, right? Plus a low fee. These are progressive product lines, right? So there's, did you got?
Well, they would remove the cost when, I think I'm never mind.
Never mind, yeah. The last thing that we want to talk about, folks, is Angela and I, when we were putting this together, we wanted to be a two-tier affiliate program. We wanted to make sure that, if you were out there marketing other products and other companies and whatnot, that you had freedom to do what you want. When we were designing the Freedom Fighters Network, it was all about freedom, right? We don't want to say, hey, we're the Freedom Fighters Network, but you can't market that other thing. We don't want to say, hey, we're the Freedom Fighters Network, but you can only market this thing if it's not falling into that category and blah, 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 whatever, right? We know the people that are going to be here and want to be here, they're going to be here because they're making money, and they're going to be here because the product is awesome. They're not going to be here because we force them to stay here, right? Most MLMs out there will say, hey, if you're working with us, you can't work with anyone else. And they'll kick you out if you start working with another MLM company. You are not allowed to, we are the only company out there. You are not allowed to make money anywhere else. Even though you're an independent contractor, even though you're like independent representative, you're not really independent because they can kick you out whenever they choose, right? They can kick you out if you're marketing something else. Now, folks, if you're doing illegal stuff and ripping people off and doing crazy things, yeah, we're going to kick you out, right? If you're doing things that are against the law, we're going to kick you out. But if you're off marketing another company, like Freedom, the Freedom Fighters Network, right? And so we designed a two-tier affiliate program. That being said, there's going to be people in here who are coming at the tourist level, and they'll make a Pathfinder sale. And what happens to that other chunk of commission, right? What happens to that money that should have been paid out to the field? Well, it doesn't go to me and Angela, right? Like we were like, well, we can't take that. That's not fair, right? These people work to make that sale. This money should go out to the field, right? So what can we do? Well, we instantly thought of the most amazing thing ever. And folks, if you don't get this, just understand two simple things. One, it means more money in your pocket. And two, when you decide to get started now, it means double money in your pocket for life, right? As for whenever you qualify for these bonus pools. We are going to have a bonus pool every single week in the Freedom Fighters Network. The money that goes into that bonus pool is any of the excess commission that didn't actually get, that wasn't licensed to be earned, will go into the bonus pool. It's that simple, right? If the commission, it was supposed to be $6,000 on the product sale, and only $2,500 of it was earned by members for referring those people, the other $3,500 will go into the bonus pool. It's literally that simple. Now, what happens to that bonus pool is it gets divided up between people that produce results that week, right? So if in that week, like this week, for example, anyone who's made sales, they get shares in the bonus pool, right? Someone who's made 0 sales, guess what? They get 0 shares in the bonus pool. Someone who's made 10 sales, guess what? They get 10 shares in the bonus pool, right? It also depends on which sale you make and which sale you're licensed to earn on. But basically, you get points for each sale. 1, 2, or 3 points, depending on tourist, Voyager, or Pathfinder, right? The more points you have in the bonus pool, the more money you get out of the bonus pool. Pretty simple. More points, more money. Why is this so cool, folks? Because we've been involved in companies where the bonus pool gets divided up between the top 5 people in the company every single time that a bonus happens, every single time there's a contest, every single time there's a launch, every single time something's going on, the money gets divided up. And sorry, there's a train going by right now. Let's just wait about another 30 feet so that that loud horn can go away. Give me a little time to drink some water quick. So typically what happens is the bonus pool gets divided up between like 5 people. You'll see like $100,000 and it's like, yay, these 5 people just earned another couple $100,000. Sweet, awesome, cool. It's exciting to watch. But the brand new person who comes in, who's never had results before, they look at it and they say, I can't even qualify for that. Like I'm not even, they don't even try.
Yeah.
What we wanted to do was put some incentive there and actually give people a real fighting chance of actually qualifying. How do you qualify? You make 1 sale. 1 sale. If you make 1 sale, you get a point. If you, depending on which sale you make, you get 1, 2, or 3 points per sale, depending on which sale you make, and that puts you into the bonus pool, and that's how many shares you get out of the bonus pool is how many points you have. So why is this even more awesome, folks? Because if someone who's just getting started and producing some results does not get the same amount of money as someone who's literally bringing in 10, 20, 30 sales a week, they're going to get more money because they're producing more and they're committing more to that, right?
But the little guy still gets to make money.
The little guy still gets to make money. It's fair across the board, right? We made this bonus pool absolutely fair across the board. Now, here's the really cool thing, folks. We've implemented some ways where you can earn what we're calling bonus multipliers, right? What does that mean? It multiplies your points, right? So we have 2 different ways you can earn a multiplier, one of which we'll talk about after we launch because you can't actually qualify until the launch happens, one of which can only be earned in this first 7-day pre-launch period. So folks, those of you that are watching right now, you literally have the opportunity to get a bonus pool multiplier that no one else will ever have the opportunity to get in their entire life, right?
Ever.
If you come in, I don't care if you come in at the Tourist, Voyager, or Pathfinder level, as long as you get started here with the Freedom Fighters Network before tomorrow at midnight Eastern time, you get a bonus pool multiplier. What does that mean? Well, if 3 weeks down the road, we do a bonus pool, and you have, say, 10 points or 10 shares of that bonus pool, you now get 20, right? And this multiplier is good for life. It's there for life. You literally get to earn double bonus points for life. Now, let's say 4 weeks down the road, you have 0 bonus points. What does that do for you? Well, 0 times 2 is 0, right? So it literally still is based off of production. This is not putting free money in your pocket for doing nothing for life. This is putting money in your pocket for being a producer. And every single week that you actually produce, you're going to get part of that bonus pool. And because you decided, because you made a decision to get started with the Freedom Fighters Network here, not only save money and position yourself early on and position yourself to omit some of the qualifying sales and all that stuff, but you've positioned yourself to get a bonus pool multiplier for life. There's another way where you can get another one, folks, because then you can get triple bonus points for life. We're going to share that later on once we actually go into launch here in a week, 8-9 days, where you can actually get another bonus pool multiplier. But then imagine that 3 times. So say you get 10 points down the road, you actually get 30 shares. Say you get 0 points down the road, guess what? 0 times 3 is still 0, right? It's all based off of production. It's all equally fair. It's all just absolutely perfect, folks. Really, really cool stuff that we got going on here. And we're excited to see what happens with this thing. I just contacted someone. I said, hey, I'm not, I know you're looking at this and you can get involved one way or the other. I know you're kind of looking at it. You're thinking about it. If you're even remotely contemplating getting involved in the Freedom Fighters Network in the top tier in Club Freedom, and you're going to want to promote this at all, now is the time for that single reason alone.
Yeah.
Now is the time for that single reason alone. I was involved in a company years ago where the average bonus share was $700, right? The average bonus share was $700. So what if by doing nothing else other than just making the decision to get started right now, you got to double that share every single week. So you earned 2 shares one week, you now got 4 shares. Rather than earning $1,400, you earned $2,800, right? I want you to imagine that, folks. I want you to imagine that because that is a lifelong thing. And if you wait too long, if you miss out, I'm not just talking about the $3,300 discount that you're going to get here. We're talking about lifelong bonus money. We're not just talking about the qualifying sales that puts an extra, $4,000, $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, $6,000 or $7,000 in your pocket off your first 5 sales. We're talking about extra money for life, right? This is literally lifelong money. And when you understand that, you're going to realize that it makes sense for you to literally just get started right now at any one of the levels for that reason alone, because then when you qualify later on, that's more money in your pocket. When you qualify 2, 3, 4 years down the road, that's more money in your pocket. Every time you qualify for the bonus pool, that is more money in your pocket, right? Boom, that's it. I got nothing else to say at this point in time. So I'm going to pass it back to you, babe.
Awesome. I'm super excited. This has been literally a dream of mine and Jordan's going on for the past 9 months or so. We've been wanting something like this in place, and it took us this long to actually put it in place. But there's people that are literally making thousands of dollars this week. We've got somebody that's earned over $40,000 in the past 5 days since we started this pre-launch, literally over $40,000. We've got people that have earned their very first higher level commission. We've got people that have earned, $2,000, $4,000. We've got people all across the board. And the really, really cool part about this, and I'm hammering this because it's so important that you guys understand, you guys already have an automated system. You get to choose whether you earn $25 or you earn up to $3,298. Before we close out, I just want to tell you guys a quick story about me, something that actually happened to me in the last company that I was in. Going back a couple of years ago, you could get yourself positioned in that particular company to earn up to $3,000 commissions. And I was positioned at the middle level. I was positioned at the $1,000 level. And even though I could have afforded to actually get positioned at the high level, what I wanted to do is actually just stick my toe in the water and see how it would work. And I know there's a lot of you guys that are wanting to stick your toe in the water first. And that's fine if you do. I just want to tell you basically about the time that I got my toes bit off by a damn alligator by sticking my toe in the water. All right. So this is what happened, right? I'm starting to ramp up my leads. I'm getting 50, 60 leads a day. I'm pumped. I'm excited. So this guy emails me. He's not a member of my team yet, okay? He's not a member of my team, but he emails me and he's like, I've done all of this research on products. I mean, this was like a really long email, like 5 paragraphs. He's like, I've done all this research on the product line. Like, I want to get started. What level should I decide to buy in at? What level should I decide to buy? And so being positioned at the middle level, what did I tell him? Knowing I would lose the commission at the high level if he decided to buy in at that level, I told him, hey, buy in at the middle level. You don't need that high level product yet. You don't need that. You can start in on the middle level, because that's where I was. So lo and behold, the next day I'm refreshing my leads. I'm excited. I get all these leads, and then I see these emails come in. It's like 5 in a row. Congratulations, you've earned a commission. Congratulations, you've earned a commission. I'm like, woo, yes. And then the 5th one comes in and it says, congratulations, you just lost $3,000. You just lost $3,000. Why did that happen? The guy that I told not to buy the product, he saw the process at the time that was in place for upgrading, and he decided to buy anyway. So this guy got positioned even though I told him not to do it. See, the bottom line is this, guys. People are going to come through this. They're going to see an appealing process, and they're going to decide to position themselves. Whether or not you decide to get licensed to sell these products, whether or not you're qualified to actually earn those commissions. And so really, when I ask you guys, do you want to earn $25 commissions or do you want to earn $3,298 commissions? Really, the choice is yours, because the process is going to happen either way. The process is going to happen either way. And the really cool part about it is obviously the product line too. We showed you guys the products. It's something that Jordan and I have been frustrated with for a long time. Has been like, the companies out there that just don't offer value in their product line. They just create some airy-fairy product to slap a high ticket price on it and call it valuable, when in fact, we could show you guys with, the level of money that you can make. That's awesome. But look at the amount of money that you can save and the memories that you can create by taking your family on vacation. There's people that are deciding to get started in this product line. Really, a lot of the reason because of the product itself. Our entire programming staff, guys, actually paid for this product. They paid for the product, not because they want to market it. These guys are programmers. They work for us, but we took it off their salary, and they got started with the product line because of the fact that they saw something that they wanted to use. That's so cool, and it's so important. So, man, I'm just stoked. I could go in circles for hours. If you guys have any questions, I don't think that any have come in. I've just seen people being like super, super excited, which of course we are too. We can't hide our excitement. I'm so excited.
So folks, how do you get started? That's a question that I'm going to go ahead and answer really quick.
Yeah.
First and foremost, again, you get in right now by clicking the button down below. You join Freedom Fighters Network. I mean, you could wait till after pre-launch is over. You're going to miss out on all that stuff. but you're also going to pay a lot higher price, right? We're offering this as a discount to Freedom Fighters members. During pre-launch, we're offering it internally as a discount to Freedom Fighters members. You won't see these discounts anywhere ever, ever, ever again. And folks, if you know us by now, you know full well that when we say there's a timer on something and that the price is going up at this point in time and then you won't see this again, we're not going to be offering it again next Friday saying, hey, here's another, like it's free again. No, it's not. Right?
Yeah.
We don't do that. You know us by now. So how do you get started? Well, once you get in, you're going to go through some really simple setup steps, right? In one of those steps, you're actually going to be able to purchase any one of the 3 product levels, right? In step 6. If you want to market with us, go through the first 5 steps. If you want to just get the product because you're like, holy cow, I just want to get the product, go straight to step 6 and get the product. I would highly recommend marketing with us.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend marketing with us. I would highly recommend taking this hangout right here and marketing it out with your user ID on the end of it.
Through the strategies that we teach you inside of step 4 and 5.
Step 4 and 5. I literally created a Facebook event today. I invited 1,500 of my friends, and I've already had 60 people show up from my friends on Facebook. It took me 3 minutes to create that and invite my friends, right? That email copy is in the Facebook group. It's on well, you know what? It's not yet, but we'll throw some on there. Literally just say instant replay and then the hangout copy. That's it. We just did a hangout an hour ago, and here you can check out the replay right here. Make sure your user ID is on the end, create the Facebook event, boom, invite your people, and people will show up, right? Why? People want to learn about this, right? People want to learn about it, folks. What was the title of the email copy? How he went from struggling to earning almost $1,000 in one day, right? How he went from struggling to earning almost $1,000 in one day practically overnight, right? And we're gonna hear from him tomorrow. He couldn't make it out today. I believe it's his birthday today. He couldn't make it out today, but he will make it out tomorrow. He said that he should be able to be here when we do a hangout.
We're gonna have some other people out tomorrow as well.
Exactly, folks. So get in, get started with us, get your product, get the discount, position yourself to earn extra money for life, position yourself to earn extra money on your first couple sales, position yourself to save more money by just getting in now, and you know, get some people here before the pre-launch ends in like about 36 hours or so, slightly less than 36 hours. And let's get ready to kick off the launch, because what we're going to do this week, folks, is this entire week is blackout, meaning we're still marketing the front end. We're still marketing the Freedom Fighters Network. The only thing is people will not be able to get into the top tier at this point in time for about a week. Once we launch that one live, people are going to be getting in like crazy. Why? They're going to hear all the success stories from the pre-launch. They're going to hear about the people that made their first couple hundred, their first couple thousand, their first $5,000, $10,000 weeks, a $40,000 week plus, right? They're going to hear about all this different stuff. They're going to hear about all the different people making all the different money, and they're going to be freaking excited, right? They're going to hear about all the people making money on autopilot that didn't even know that they made money, right? They're going to be hearing all sorts of amazing things all week long, and they're going to be seeing this amazing product line that they want to get their hands on. And so when we lay it out here going into launch next week, those of you that are here now in position, guess what? You get to earn the launch price commissions. You get to earn the launch level commissions. You get to earn the full commissions then, even when you position yourself now, right? Amazing stuff, amazing stuff. All I got to say is get in. You know, that's all I can say, folks. You're going to look back at this point in time. Those of you that are here now, you're going to look back at this point in time. And you know, I remember being in a company where I got involved in it. They had bumps and bruises. I walked away, right? I walked away for almost a whole year.
Both of us did.
Then I'm looking at this company and I'm saying, man, people are just making money like crazy. Brand new people are making money. Yeah, they went through bumps and bruises. Yeah, they lost their momentum. Yeah, they had to build that momentum back up. Yeah, they did a ton of money in their first 2 months, and then all of a sudden they hit all these bumps and bruises. And then they lost a ton of momentum, and then they had to build it back up. And it took a couple months to build momentum up, right? Momentum hit. People were making tons of money. I watched people start making millions of dollars, right? Had I been there and stuck through that, I would have made millions of dollars. Instead, I made less than 200,000, right? I look back at that and I say, you know what? I can't personally do anything different to my past. But here's what I can do. I can never make that mistake again myself. More importantly, I can share this with you so you don't make that mistake yourself as well. Hopefully you can learn from my mistake. Hopefully you can learn something from the mistake that I made. Folks, you're going to look back at this point in time and say, you know what, I had the opportunity to get in there, and I'm so glad that I did because of what's happened over the past 3, 6, 12 months, right? Or you're going to look back 3, 6, 12 months from now, you're going to say, you know what, I had the opportunity to get involved then, and I'm so disappointed in myself that I didn't because of this, right? You know, my brother, years ago, back before Google was a verb and a noun and an adverb and an adjective, before people would say things like Google it. You got a question, Google it. You know, before that was terminology, my brother had the opportunity to invest some money into Google stocks. And he looked at this and he's like, this looks like a great thing. Up and coming company. If I invest in their stocks, they look like they got their stuff together. They look like they're going to go to the moon. If I invest in them, I could make a lot of money here, right? Oh my God, I could really make a lot of money here. Talked to a couple different people. These people are like, nah, man, there's tons of tech companies coming out, tons of internet companies coming out, and tons of different things coming out where people are, like the companies are going under, right? He listened to his friends, right? Now looking at it, if he would have stuck that money into Google back then, I cannot tell you how many millions of dollars he would have made from letting it ride through the stocks over the past 10 plus years if he would have invested in it back when he wanted to. This is like 12, 13 years ago, folks, right? You see an opportunity at the time and you know it's a good opportunity. Don't kick yourself 13 years down the road and say, man, I had a chance. Man, I was in the right place. It was the right time. I didn't take action. Don't do that. Take action. Get started with us right now. Even, get started at whatever level you can, folks. I mean, we've got a level for every single person in here. $997 gets you in at the tourist level. That gets you in the door. That gets you positioned to start earning money. Literally on every single sale that's made, you get to earn that tourist level commission. That gets you in the door and gets you moving, right? Get in and run with us, folks. Your life can be entirely different 30, 60, 90 days from now. Your life can be entirely different 90 days from now. If you don't believe me, my God, I could tell you some other stories, but we're not going to get into that stuff right now. I could tell you all sorts of stories. Actually, I got one more story before we go, folks. Because I remember a time 2 years ago, I was looking at buying this product. It was a $3,500 product, and I was like, God, I really don't have the money, but I'm going to figure out a way to make it happen. I am going to figure out a way to make this happen. And I remember buying that product. And 2 weeks earlier, I missed Christmas with my family for the first time in 29 years. It was my first Christmas ever that I did not spend with my family. Why? Because I couldn't afford to go home. I couldn't afford a $200 plane ticket to fly home to spend the holidays with my family. I didn't have to pay for hotels. I had a place to stay. I wasn't even eating food every day. I was 2 months late on my rent. I literally, the garbage company came and took my garbage cans away. They said, you cannot pay to get your garbage removed. We're taking these away from you. Folks, I couldn't afford anything, right? It was a very rough holiday season for me. But I made a decision that I was going to do something different. I made a decision. I said, you know what? This is where I'm at right now. My circumstances, they're temporary. And I'm going to do things, and I'm going to make sure that this happens, and I'm going to be living an entirely different life a few months from now. 3 months later, not even 3 months later, folks, we're talking by the end of March, right? The end of March. This is 2.5 months later. I went on my first of 23 vacations that year. In the end of March, I went on my first of 23 vacations that year. I was gone for 28 weeks. This is last year. This is in 2013. That is less than 90 days, folks. Do you realize how quickly things can change when you make a decision and you start taking action? I don't care what your circumstances are right now. Right? My landlord, this was a brand new place. I literally just moved in here 2 months earlier, and I'm already 2 months behind on rent. And I'm trying to explain to this guy why this typically doesn't happen to me, right? I'm like, well, he's like, dude, you've lived here 2 months and you don't even have a security deposit down yet. So I don't care what your circumstances are, folks. Everything can change in a very short time period if you're willing to step in, take action, and put in the work and put in the effort and start moving forward. We've done most of the work for you. We've shown you the doorway. We've literally given you the opportunity to plug in with a system that works, to plug in with a community of entrepreneurs that want to show you the way. We've shown you the door. We've given you the path, right? We've been the pathfinder. We've gone and we found the path and we've shown it to you. You have to follow it. You have to walk it. You have to take the action steps. You have to decide to get started with us and lock arms with us and run with us. I can't do that for you. I can't pull out your credit card right now and click that button and go ahead and get started. I can't do that for you, right? I've already done it for me. I've actually done it for me about 40 times in testing. Folks, I can't do it for you. You're the one that has to literally pull out your credit card and get started with us right now. You're the one that has to decide that you want your life to be different. You're the one that has to decide that you deserve to have more, that you deserve freedom. You deserve to not only be a freedom fighter, but you deserve to be a part of Club Freedom, and you deserve to have freedom in your life, financially, time freedom, be able to travel the world with us, right? You deserve to have all that. The question is, do you realize it, and are you willing to step up and take some action steps to get there, right? A lot of us are. A lot of us are. Come join the rest of us. Come and join the rest of us, right? It's going to be amazing. It's already amazing. Things are going absolutely great here in the Freedom Fighters Network. Literally, momentum is picking back up. I'm watching the numbers every day.
It's crazy.
We're increasing by 50% every single day. Our numbers are going up 50% every single day for the past couple weeks. It's literally just going up and 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 up. And people are now making thousands of dollars a day, right? People are making hundreds and thousands of dollars a day now since we launched our brand new product line, and that's going to continue on. Why? Because we have the automated process in place that's appealing to everyone with a phenomenal product line. It's a very simple decision. Do I want to sit here and make $25 commissions, or do I want to be able to make upwards of $5,000 per sale? The question is very simple. What do I want to do? I have an automated system that does almost everything for me. I have to get people here to make a $25 sale. The rest of this happens. Which one do I want to make, right?
And do I want to go on vacation?
Super simple, folks. I've got nothing else, unless we'll look and see if there's any questions here. And I don't see any questions on this page. So get in now. Go through the really simple setup, folks. Get ready. We're going to be sending out some email copies soon for tomorrow's hangout. Tomorrow is the final day. Get a ton of people there. Completely, literally, like email your list 5-10 times here. Go absolutely nuts. This is the time for people to get in. A lot of people will be making that buying decision tomorrow. Why? Because it's the final day.
Yeah.
Literally about 40% of the sales that happen will happen tomorrow, because tomorrow is the final day, right? A lot of people are sitting there and waiting. You might even be one of them. You're like, I know I want to do this. Oh my God, I really want to do this. Blah, blah, whatever. Well, tomorrow's the final day, and you're going to be jumping off that fence and you're going to be getting in, right? A lot of people will be doing that with you. The question is, will your people do it before you, or will they do it after you, right? It's going to hurt tomorrow if you get an email saying, oh, shucks, you just lost a commission, right? It's going to hurt when you don't get to hit the dance floor and someone else does. It's going to hurt when you don't get to do the hustle or the moonwalk or the electric slide or
Cha-cha.
the cha-cha. It's going to hurt when you don't get to do that, all because you made the decision 5 minutes after one of the people on your team, right? I want you to imagine the people that, since they made those decisions and they made automated sales, imagine if they would have waited a little bit longer and gotten one of those emails, right? They wouldn't be dancing. They wouldn't be on the dance floor. Don't miss the dance floor, folks. Hit the dance. The dance floor is fun, right?
Yeah.
The moonwalk is fun. The cha-cha is fun. The hustle is fun. The electric slide is fun. All of them are fun. The money dance is fun, right? Hit the dance floor. Hit the dance floor. Do not wait. Do not be one of those people that gets one of those emails. Although, quite honestly, if you do, they're really good to use in marketing. But I tell you what, they suck for life.
Yeah.
They suck for life, right? So, folks, get in. Run with us right now. Become a part of this movement. We are changing lives. We're creating freedom in people's lives. Your life deserves to have freedom as well. We can show you the way. We can be the pathfinder. We can lead the way. You got to follow the path. Run with us. We're excited. If you've made that decision right now, congratulations. Click that button down below. We're excited to be working with you.
Take care, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.